Hello, Gamer960 here, and today we're gonna do something different for Kirby the Ventures. After the success of Kirby Dream Land, some fans maybe criticize it being a little easy and you can beat it in one day. Yeah, I beat it in one day, and it doesn't matter with the difficulty. Kirby Dream Land did have a sequel after. It was called Kirby the Venture on the NES. Kirby the Venture had new features like Kirby having a suck-up ability and copying that character's ability. After that, a few days later to the SNES and then the N64, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Game Boy. After the Game Boy got released, they got a Game Boy Color with a game called Kirby Tilt and Tumble. I plan on reviewing that, but we'll review that at another time. And then another console called the Game Boy Advance was being announced. After the event of the Game Boy Advance, people were at the stores and they heard there were doing a Kirby game announced. One with the Amazing Mirror and one with the Kirby Adventure remake. And here's the new little thing I added. It's called Remake versus Original. I review either a game where I talk about which one is better, either be a port, a remake, or that's it. And I'll do this for movie too, and I won't even talk about what I'm going to do for them. But let's continue. Here, the old versus remake, original versus remake, original versus new, an original versus remake. I'm trying to remember. Sorry. Original versus remake on Kirby the Ventures. This is Kirby Adventures versus Kirby Nightmare on Dreamland. Okay, let's start with music. Let's start with story. The story is still the same. King Dedede stole the Star Rod. The pieces of the Star Rod broke in the pieces, and Kirby must get it back. It's still the same. People remember it. It even ended the same way. It even showed King Dedede being scared that if he put the Star Rod back, the enemy will appear. And I don't even know when the anime actually ended because it's kind of spelling who enemy is. Now let's talk about story a bit. The story and the graphics, we'll talk about the graphics too, is actually a little great. They added a new feature to the story. When you see a cutscene in the beginning of the level, you kind of begin seeing a different. At the Kirby fighting back with his sword, he almost fall off a edge, then suck up the enemy. And then a lot of different there. It's a cool feature, but I have to pick the remake. Sorry, Nightmare on Dreamland, but you are my number one guy. Point go to the remake. Hadouken! Shobin Hayuken! I'm sorry, I can't, I'm not gonna do that, I promise. 1 point gave to the remake. Okay. Now let's talk about graphic. The graphic got updated to 8-bit to I think 64-bit. I'm not talking about the N64. 64-bit. It's kind of good for the Game Boy Advance. The graphics look better on there. What do I mean? All the lighting, the background, they're great in the remake, but in the original, they did look like a shaded, and you can't even tell it's actually sunshine. And it actually make it great. But that might be a short little round, and the remake, something that the original shouldn't have done. Let point go to the remake. Now we're in a tie with the remake versus the original, and now we're gonna be Now we're gonna begin gameplay. The gameplay is kind of different a bit in the remake, adding new ability that were kind of added in the added into Kirby the anime series and renaming some of the abilities. Like Suplex Kirby now renamed to I think Wrestler Kirby or something. I don't remember. Kirby. And there's a lot of new abilities like there's Sleek Kirby that was now added and everything. The original was more better, and they did not. It'd be better if they just kept the original the same. It actually is better that way, and the game played more smooth with how Kirby walk cycle a little smoother when you make the run button. Sometimes you can go over a bounce, and somehow fall, but point go to the original. Point go to the original. Okay. Now, we're off with Ty now. Time for best character design. The character design in the remake kind of looked better, with the redesign of DDD looking almost looking a lot like an NES counterpart. The Mennonite fight actually look better once you start. So point goes to the remake. Okay, we're tied again, and now we're gonna start. This is best. Okay, we have characters. We had characters, story, graphics, and I think that's it. I guess we're in a tie. Tie here. But hey, I'm planning on doing a original versus new on Final Fantasy VII, Kingdom Hearts, and the Secret of Mana remake. I'm so excited to want to do that. So goodbye. Goodbye, Jolly O Chat. Make sure to like and subscribe. And Shine Chomp. No. I want to pick my own outro. And good yoink.